She doesn't lose respect suddenly, she slowly gives it to someone else while you're still trying to hold on to what you think you have. You've felt it. You're still talking to her, still showing up, still investing, but something is off. Her tone is different. Her energy is inconsistent. And there's this invisible comparison happening that no one is saying out loud, but you can feel it. Because whether you admit it or not, there's another man in the picture she respects more than you. And respect is not about who's nicer. It's about who she emotionally positions as stronger, more stable, and less replaceable. First sign, she listens to him differently than she listens to you. With you, she interrupts, dismisses, or brushes things off. Your opinions turn into debates. Your advice feels optional to her. But when it comes to him, she absorbs what he says. She remembers small details. She takes his words seriously. That's not random. That's hierarchy. Respect changes how a woman processes a man's voice. When she sees a man as higher value emotionally, her nervous system becomes more receptive. She leans in instead of pushing back. With you, she's comfortable enough to challenge. With him, she's careful enough to listen. Second sign, she defends him, but questions you. You'll notice it in small moments. You make a mistake, and she magnifies it. She doubts your intentions. She second-guesses your decisions. But when it comes to him, she rationalizes. She gives him the benefit of the doubt. Even if he's wrong, she finds a way to explain it. This isn't about fairness. It's about emotional bias. Attraction and respect create a psychological filter. When she respects a man, her brain protects his image. When she doesn't, it looks for flaws to justify that lack of respect. And here's the uncomfortable truth, you're not being misunderstood. You're being seen exactly as she feels about you. Third sign, her energy is inconsistent with you, but stable with him. One day she's warm, engaged, responsive. The next day she's distant, cold, distracted. You feel like you're constantly trying to get her back to how she was before. But with him, she's predictable. She shows up consistently. There's no emotional roller coaster. That inconsistency you're experiencing is not confusion. It's lack of emotional certainty. When a woman respects a man, her attachment system stabilizes. When she doesn't, it fluctuates based on mood, attention, and external validation. And you've become part of a validation loop. Not a priority. Fourth sign, she values his time more than yours. You adjust your schedule for her. You wait for her replies. You make space for her in your life. But when he calls, texts, or needs something, she responds faster. She rearranges things. She makes time. This is where power imbalance becomes obvious. Time is not just time. It's priority translated into behavior. If she delays you but prioritizes him, it's not because she's busy. It's because she doesn't feel the same urgency with you. And the more you tolerate that, the more you confirm your lower position. Fifth sign, she is more emotionally controlled around him. Around you, she's unpredictable. She might be overly emotional, reactive, even disrespectful at times. She knows you'll stay. She feels safe enough to lose control. But around him, she regulates herself. She's more composed. More aware. More careful with how she speaks and behaves. That's not fake. That's selective emotional discipline. People naturally regulate themselves more around those they don't want to lose. So if she's careless with you but controlled with him, it means she subconsciously fears losing his perception more than yours. Sixth sign, she shares less with you, but reveals more to him. You used to be the one she opened up to. Now conversations feel surface level. She holds back. She avoids depth. But somehow, he knows things about her that you don't. This is where emotional intimacy shifts. Respect and attraction determine vulnerability. A woman doesn't open up deeply to a man she doesn't fully respect anymore. She might still talk to you, but the real emotional connection is being redirected. And you're left holding on to the version of her that no longer exists. Seventh sign, you feel like you're competing, without being told you are. No one said it out loud. There's no official comparison. But you feel it in your gut. You start overthinking. Overanalyzing. Trying harder. Adjusting yourself. That's your nervous system reacting to a loss of position. You've entered a subtle competition where the other man isn't chasing, and you are. And that alone shifts the entire dynamic. Because here's the part most men don't want to hear. Respect isn't negotiated. It's observed. You don't talk someone into respecting you. You don't convince them with effort, loyalty, or emotional availability. In fact, overinvesting when respect is already dropping makes it worse. It signals dependency. It confirms that you're more attached than she is. And that kills attraction polarity. Men chase connection. Women respond to emotional stability. When you start chasing her approval, you unconsciously place her above you. And the moment that happens, she starts looking elsewhere for a man who doesn't. This is where attachment styles quietly take over. If you're anxious, you'll try harder, give more, tolerate disrespect, hoping she'll come back. If she's avoidant, she'll pull further away, especially when she feels you becoming emotionally dependent. And that creates a loop, where the more you try to fix it, the more respect you lose. Not because you're a bad person, but because your behavior communicates insecurity. And respect doesn't grow in that environment. Here's the shift most men need but avoid. Stop focusing on her behavior, and start observing your position. If you feel like an option, you already are one. If you feel like you're competing, you've already lost the frame. The solution is not to outplay the other man. It's to remove yourself from the competition entirely. Because the moment you stop chasing, stop over-explaining, stop adjusting yourself to be chosen, you reset your self-respect. And here's the paradox. The less you need her validation, the more your presence carries weight. Not because you're manipulating her, but because you're no longer abandoning yourself to keep her. You don't fix this by becoming more available. You fix this by becoming less dependent. By setting boundaries without announcing them. By walking away from inconsistency instead of trying to understand it. By accepting that if respect has shifted, forcing connection will only destroy what little is left. And that realization hurts. Because it means admitting that effort wasn't the problem. Misplaced effort was. Sometimes the hardest truth is this. She didn't change. She just stopped seeing you the same way. And you kept showing up like nothing had.